Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well. And continuing our valaverse dive into the line. I've been collecting valaverse for a good couple of years now, on and off, sporadically, just mainly due to other reasons like financial things and things like that. But I am pretty well into it now. I've got a decent sized collection that I'm looking to sort of show off on the channel now a bit more. And why not start with one of my favourite characters? Not my favourite version of the character. My favourite is Senshi, but my favourite version is the Night Ops version, which I've got to the side of me. And he'll be coming up in his video soon. It'll probably be after this one. But let's start off with the original Senshi first. When this guy was announced, I believe he was originally called Budo, from what I could tell. But then he changed it to Senshi from a suggestion from Ryan Laserpants from the 3POA, which was a very good move. I think Senshi just suits this character a lot more. It's a very striking name. And I love Japanese culture and samurai and things like that. So when Bobby announced this figure and started showing off, he became my instant favourite. He was the first one in my cart when that wave dropped. And then when he announced the Night Ops version for the Big Bad Toy Store exclusive, I was clamouring for that one. I was checking Big Bad daily. I pre-ordered it day one, the second it was announced. And I believe that was at DFW last year, I believe. Correct me in the comments if I'm not mistaken below. So when that one was announced, my instant favourite. But diving right into the figure, I'm going to go a little bit out of order in this video. I'm going to start off with his accessories first, and then we're going to dive into the figure. So right off the bat, he, as always with valaverse, comes with two fist hands. These are a bit different, as you can tell. There's one trigger finger and then one C grip hand, and that's because I keep one C grip hand for his sword on there and then a trigger finger for his gun there. So, but he does come with two of the pair as always. And then comes with two under grip hands as well. And then if you don't want to adorn his traditional samurai sort of a top deco here, he does come with a pair of the quad knocks. I'm just going to call them quad knocks just for the sake for now. Let me know in the comment section below what these actually are called, if they are indeed actually just called quad knocks. That's just what I call them. But he does come with these as well. And it's the same with the Night Ops one. It's the same sort of style. So, but diving right into the figure. I love this figure. I love the silver that he used on this. It is absolutely beautiful. It does make the sort of the Oni mask really striking, and then you can sort of see him glaring through there. I'll take it off and then I'll show you his face sculpt soon. But just wanted to give an appreciation for the absolute stunning beauty of this figure. I love what Bobby did with the samurai armor, and from what I believe Bobby said his Senshi's sort of backstory is that he comes from a long line of samurai warriors in his clan and things like that, and he carries his ancestor's sword into battle with him as a sort of homage to that. And then when he got his armor, he incorporated that into his look, hence why you see this sort of traditional samurai Japanese shoulder pads as well as his thigh for his holsters and things like that. And it just works. I can't explain it. It just works for me. Originally, I did do a different sort of style with this. I've restored it back to its original state for the sake of the video. But I swapped out the Reaper driver from the Vanguard with all these Senshi parts. I swapped his head, his helmet, his torso, and things like that. His belt, the body armor, the shoulder pads, and these. Because I think that the green from the body armor matches that more. But I've put him back in his sort of this desert tan sort of undersuit, just for the sake of the review, so you can see what he originally looks like. But let's take his helmet off really quick so you can take a look at that face sculpt. I'm trying to do this carefully so I don't knock his headgear off. But right away, really nice looking face sculpt. My favourite version of this face sculpt, to be honest. I do have, like I said, his Night Force version here real quick. Give you a little teaser, which has the sort of face paint on. I don't tend to use that head sculpt. I prefer this sort of plain look. But really nice head sculpt, nice hairstyle as well. Has this sort of like a little bit longer, but then he has this sort of shaved look on the sides. But again, valaverse head sculpts are always really nice. I hope in a future head pack we get a more sort of expressive look for senshi as well, similar to what we got with head pack alpha and things like that, where they came with more expressive looks and maybe even like some more beaten up looks, like he's got some cuts on his face, some black eyes and things like that. Just ideas that I'm going to throw out there into the void if Bobby happens to be so listening. But hey ho. But let's get into some more of his accessories. Both senshis come with pretty much the same sort of stuff. They both come with this really nice, I'm going to call it a submachine gun. I don't know if it is a proper submachine gun, but it is a really nice one. Comes in two sort of ways. You can have it with this silencer on or off. A nice removable magazine for the clip. Has a red dot sight as well, short stock and things like that. Really nice. I do like this sort of gun. It is one of my favourites in the line. Yeah, as always with valaverse guns, nice and sturdy. Doesn't come bent at all, unlike another company that we like. But let's take a look at his sort of mask here as well. Really nice detail. I love this thing. It is my favourite piece of gear that valaverse has done, in my opinion. Especially that crest on the top there, just really nice. It is nicely detailed. It has like this little bit of a red bit in the centre there, and then his teeth also has some red, almost like it's blood or something like that. But overall, really nice detail. And again, you don't have to have this on there. If you just want to have a traditional helmet, you can. All of it is removable. Then if you wanted to, you can give him the nuts. And if you have any of the new earpieces and things like that, they do fit in. They have 3 holes this time on these new helmets, so you can pin different variations of these. And again, if you want, just to give that look, you can give him that look, or you can have the knocked up. But let's take this off for now and take a look at the actual figure. Some more of his accessories include his sword, which is removable from its scabbard. Really nice detail there, especially on the sheath. Some nice gold on the ends there, and the sword is removable. Really nice paint on here. Nice shiny silver with a bit of gold on the connector piece as well as the hilt. And the camera won't pick this up, but on the actual guard itself there is a little texture in there, so that's really nice, and it's all in there as well as the actual grip, and then gold on the end. I think the camera is picking it up slightly. If you can just catch that shine, there is a texture in the actual handle guard itself, which is really nice, but that does just sort of sit nicely in there. Really nice that it comes with one of these. It is one of my favourites in the line as well. I just love this figure. Comes with a different style pistol. This one, I believe, has a sort of laser pointer underneath. And then if you want to go for a silence look, you can. Nice pistol. Comes in black, and then it has this sort of grey / silver top on there. I think I got this pistol. This one is from an upgrade, not an upgrade pack, sorry, one of the weapons packs that I just swapped out for, because it had this silver on the top. I believe his normal one is just decked out in all black. But that just sits in his holster nicely there, as well as his silencer. I tend to just keep it in there. I don't display him with his pistol. I normally just display him with his either his sword or his gun here. Now, articulation wise, it's the same as from Series 5 going onwards. It has a double ball joint at the neck, so plenty of range of movement there. Butterfly joint at the shoulder, as well as the shoulder joints. Double pinless elbow, as always, so plenty of range there. Your standard wrist swivel and hinge. Again, does have a ball joint at the waist and the upper torso. Again, because of the body armour, it does restrict the top one, but on the bottom, plenty of range of movement there, as well as the waist. Ball joints at the hips. Your standard thigh cut. Double pinless knees, as always. Again, there's blue tack on the bottom of my figures. And then he does have the boot cut, sitting a little higher than the Steel Brigade one. Comes up at the top here. So should you want to swap out these parts for some of the older boots, you can. And full face and pin for rocker on the new sort of shoe. So overall, standard articulation for valaverse going forward on this. The Series 5 bodies and the upcoming Series 6 bodies going forward are really nice. I love the improved articulation that these came with. The undersuit itself, I think, is really nice. I think it's nice and padded out. I feel like that's what a lot of these new sort of military uniforms are going for. They're a lot more padded and things like that for comfort and maybe for more tactical reasons as well. And it makes the figure's profile look a lot more filled out, in my opinion. But overall, Senshi is a really nice figure. I love Senshi in this. He's by far my favourite valaverse character, and specifically his Night Force version, just because I love all black. That is my sort of style. But did you pick up this Senshi, or did you just go for the Night Ops version? Who is your favourite valaverse character? And as always, guys, if you could hit that like button, as well as leave a comment in the comment section below. And whilst you're down there, if you could hit that subscribe button with the notification bell, so that way you don't miss future videos. I am uploading daily at 12 PM UK Standard Time. I will eventually sort of taper into experimenting with times, because I do look at my channel analytics, and a lot of my audience is American. And obviously, there is a time zone difference, I need to play around what the best sort of time for uploading for the UK and what the US time is. It'd probably be more later on in the evening for me, so it'll be more early in the morning for you guys. But again, that's just for me to experiment with. I am going to be looking into quality in my videos. I do know that I just tend to go off the cuff, record straight from my phone, upload it, take a picture of the figure for a thumbnail. I am going to look into sort of Photoshop softwares and things like that. Again, I'm just working from my phone and my laptop, so I don't tend to mess around with any editing or anything like that. I just like to go off the cuff and share what I'm thinking at the time. But as always, guys, I will see you in the next video.